What's going on YouTube? So today we're going to talk about losing streaks and how to handle losing streaks. Now, it is unavoidable to get into a losing streak as a trader, whether you're a seasoned professional or you're just starting out. Everyone's going to experience losing streaks at some point, but it is crucial to understand how to handle these losing streaks to gain long-term profitability in your trading career. Now, losing streaks can be both mentally and financially draining, and knowing how to respond to these losing streaks is what makes the difference between a profitable trader and a losing trader. So let's talk about some key strategies about how to handle losing streaks. First of all, I want to talk to you guys about the cycle of trading, and I feel like this is a cycle that probably 90% of us traders go through, but basically the cycle goes as follows. You start trading it, it's doing okay for a while, you think you know what you're doing, but then eventually you start taking one loss after another. Now you start doubting your strategy and you think, what if I just implement a new time frame or a new confluence? Maybe that'll increase my win rate, right? It may work for a while, but soon you're back to taking one loss after the other. And now you're uncertain what to do next. You feel like your strategy is not working and you start looking for something else. You start over risking, you start changing setups or strategies, or even worse, you decide that trading doesn't work and you quit. And that is the cycle a lot of us traders go through. And the only difference between a profitable trader and a losing trader is that the profitable traders just stuck it out and found a way to get out of that cycle. And that's what I'm going to help you with today. Now, leading me into my next topic, let's take a look at this track record. The first thing that you see is this guy had 4 losing months. He lost most of his trades for 4 out of 12 months. That is a third of the year where he was unprofitable. Now, this trader has been trading the exact same strategy for years, but he still ends up taking losses. That is just the reality of trading. So that's really important to understand. You may see these holy grail strategies on YouTube or on Instagram claiming to have a 96% win rate, but that is just not the reality of trading. You cannot win without losing, and professionals lose, and it is impossible to avoid losing. So make sure to get that out of your head. No matter how good you think you are at analyzing charts or reading charts or whatever, the markets for the most part move completely random. The concepts that we utilize have proven to give us an edge in the market, meaning they give us an advantage in the long run. But it does not mean that we can predict the market with utmost accuracy. So the reason this trader is extremely profitable, even though he lost 4 out of 12 months, is because he has a proven edge. He's not trying to predict the markets. He knows trading is a game of probabilities, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and that's what he executes on. Now, I have uploaded a few backtesting videos in which I kind of go over the probability model and how to collect data on your strategy. So feel free to check those out. I feel like they'd be really valuable to new traders, especially because they really paint a picture of what trading is all about. So before I actually talk about how to handle losing streaks, I want to go over what I just mentioned, which is the probability model. I think it's crucial traders understand the probability model and they understand how probabilities work, so they stop trying to predict the markets. Knowing how to handle losing streaks is understanding how real traders think. For example, let's take a look at this weather forecast, right? Meteorologists look at certain patterns such as cloud formations, wind direction, and air pressure. And these patterns give them clues that it might be raining tomorrow. Does that mean the forecast will be 100% accurate? No, it just means there's a high probability that it's going to rain tomorrow, based on historic models, based on what they've seen in the past. Now let's take a look at another example which explains how the probability model works. Let's take a look at a coin flip. Generally, a coin flip has 50-50 odds. So there's a 50% chance that you're going to land on heads and a 50% chance that you're going to land on tails. When you're trading and you're looking to buy or sell a certain pair or a certain stock, you essentially have a 50% chance of being right, because the market either goes up or it goes down. But we all know that randomly buying and selling is not going to make you a profitable trader. But let's say we can change those odds. Let's say we use certain strategies that can increase our winning rate to 60%. So now the odds on these coin flips are no longer 50-50, they're 60-40. Now obviously one of these sides of the coin is going to end up winning more than losing. This is your strategy in trading. The concepts and the strategy that you use give you an edge in the market, and the edge, that's something you have to execute on for a long period of time. Let's go back to the coin flip. Let's say you have a 60% win rate. That does not mean that you're going to win 6 out of 10 trades. It means that over a series of 100, 1,000, or even 10,000 trades, you're going to win on average 60% of those. However, the probability model only plays out when you're executing on something for a long period of time. The issue with most traders, however, is being able to execute on that edge consistently. Why is that? That's because they don't know exactly what their edge looks like. They don't truly know if they have a 60% winning rate because they haven't tested enough data to prove that they have a 60% winning rate. So why are professional traders not worried about losing streaks? It's because they have proof. They know their edge works because they've collected a lot of data that tells them that it works and that tells them they can afford to lose an X amount of trades in a row. The same way meteorologists identify when it's going to rain, they base it on historic models. They base it on data that they've collected from the past. Now, journaling is really your only way out of this. How can you expect to know what your edge looks like if you don't have it written down, you don't have the exact data on it, and you don't know exactly what your setups look like? Take a look at some of the backtesting videos that we did with these Simple Markets members, and you'll be able to see that we are constantly collecting data on our strategy, constantly executing the exact same setup over and over and over again. You see that in the long run, we have an extremely profitable strategy. Even though we do end up taking losing streaks every now and then, in the long run, we have an extremely profitable strategy. So go and take a look at these videos. I'm sure they'll be really helpful for you guys. And please let me know if you have any questions about them. That is how we stay sane during losing streaks. We know our data and we know exactly what we can afford to do, and we know exactly how many trades we can afford to lose. So ask yourself these questions. Do you know how many trades you can afford to lose in a row? And what did you base that number off of? Have you taken screenshots of all the trades that you've taken in the past? And do you know exactly what your setup looks like? See, good traders have data that tells them they're doing fine and that tells them what they're supposed to do. They know exactly what their edge looks like. So the question is, do you know what you're doing? Are you trading on a proven edge, or are you just trading a strategy because someone on YouTube told you that it was profitable? Let's take a look at some of my FX replay data. This data has been collected live with our members, and we can clearly see that we have a solid equity curve. Now, this is based on more than 400 trades. I've screenshotted every single one of these trades, so I know exactly what my setups look like. I know this strategy came out very profitable in the end, and I also know that I can afford to lose 15 times in a row because that is how many trades I've lost in this series of 400 plus trades. So even with a win rate of about 50%, I lost 15 trades in a row, but we still come out extremely profitable, and this has all been tested live. So this is why I stay sane during losing streaks. This is why I'm not worried about it, because the cold hard truth about trading is that every trade has an uncertain outcome. This was said by Mark Douglas, the author of Trading in the Zone, and that is honestly the truth about trading. All you can do is execute on an edge for a long period of time. No matter how good you think you are at analyzing charts, it doesn't matter. You're just executing on something that works in the long run and that gives us an advantage over a long period of time or over a long series of trades. So what's the key to profitable trading and handling losing streaks? It is a good proven strategy backed up by a ton of backtested data as well as live data, and combined with really good discipline.